Hey there, welcome back to Bridges. We want to talk to you about an amazing program here in town. It's the Seagate Food Bank program, and we take these programs for granted throughout the year, but everybody's paying attention to these kinds of programs this kind of year at Thanksgiving and Christmas. And we have with us this morning Mindy Rapp and Aggie Alt, both from the Toledo Seagate Food Bank.
Correct.
And we have lots of great stuff to let people know about what you do and the services that are available over these next couple of holidays. And Stuff the Truck. We're going to talk about Stuff the Truck. I love that name.
Stuff the Truck.
I love that name.
Thanksgiving time.
Yeah. First of all, why don't we acquaint people with what you do?
Well, Toledo Seagate Food Bank. We've been around since 1980. We service 18 northwestern Ohio counties through about 400 partner agencies, and those are like soup kitchens, pantries, family centers, senior centers. And through that partnership, we touch about 94,000 individuals every single month. We distribute between 12 and 15 million pounds of food every year. And we do that all with only 9 paid employees, so we rely a lot on volunteers. So we really appreciate when we get a lot of volunteers.
You do that with 9 paid staff?
9 paid staff.
That's
yes.
amazing.
Yes.
I mean, do you guys notice that there's an increased need for food these days?
There is. There has been. It's been going up. We're waiting to see what the impact on the stimulus package ending, which that just started this month. So we haven't really seen anything just yet. But we're thinking by the end of the month we should see a little bit of impact from that also.
Yeah, also with the reduction in food stamps.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You're shaking your head, Annie?
It's crazy how much it grows, you know. Obviously the population grows, and so your percentage is going to grow. But with so many changes in the government and workforce, of course we are growing exponentially, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I think the discussion about the recovery isn't always really reflective of what people are experiencing in their lives.
Right. We don't see it really happening too quickly just yet, but you know, hopefully our philosophy is when we're out of a job, then we've done our job. So we're just waiting for that day.
What a great way to think about that. Great way to think about that. So how does someone get food from the food bank?
Well, basically we're a warehouse. So we provide food to the pantries, to our partner agencies, who the individual can then go to receive assistance. Usually when someone is food insecure, there's other issues that go along with that, and we aren't equipped to help with those other issues. So we would like them to go to an agency where they can receive more help than just getting food. So basically we're a warehouse. We do have a couple direct service programs, one of them being a USDA program that's for seniors. It's called CSFP. We call it the Senior Box, where seniors get a box full of food every single month. And we do about 5,000 of those boxes every month in 8 counties. And the other one, we work with Lucas County Veteran Services. So veterans are able to go to them, get help with any other issues they may have, and then they come to us with a voucher for food on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
So am I understanding you correctly in saying that people have to be referred except for the seniors and the veterans?
They all kind of have to be referred, even the seniors and
Even
veterans.
the seniors
but
and veterans.
they're the ones that come directly to us. So
Okay.
the other ones go to the agencies that we service, and the veterans and the seniors come directly to us.
Okay. Qualifications? Any qualifications?
There are. With our USDA foods, there's income guidelines, and it's all self-declarated by signing the form that they get at the pantries. They're stating that they meet those income guidelines.
So they're not having to bring documentation?
No, basically all they ask, a lot of the pantries will ask for an ID just so that they can keep people in the same zip code, so people aren't running all over, and they can kind of stay close to home. Also, they would like to know how many people are in their families, so sometimes they might ask for birth certificates or things of that nature.
Okay. And you guys have this amazing Stuff the Truck drive coming up. Whose idea was the title Stuff the Truck?
You know, that started, I don't even know what year
16
this
years
is.
ago.
16 years ago?
Yes. So this is our 16th year we've been doing it, and we've been doing it with 93.5 WRQN. So they were on board with us in the very beginning, and I think that's where the name kind of came from. And we've settled now at Walt Churchill's Market. on Briarfield, which they are fabulous. If no one's ever been in that store, it's
They are fabulous.
Oh.
He's fabulous.
He
yes,
is, he
he
is.
is fabulous. His commitment to,
Yes.
to helping folks who are hungry and helping kids is amazing. He's
He
a great
is.
guy.
So since we've been there, this is our 5th year there, I believe, and it has grown unbelievably. But what we do is we have our truck parked out there, WRQN. They are on the air from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. at Walt Churchill's that day. And we just promote that. We ask people to bring in frozen turkeys, anything that has to do with a Thanksgiving meal. Again, they can also donate money, because our dollar goes a little bit farther than just an individual's dollar goes. This year, we'll be able to take credit cards on the
Really?
spot there, yeah, which is new for us.
And you can call in with that if you can't stop by. And the really cool thing about that is for every $250 we get donated via credit cards, credit card company will donate another turkey.
You're kidding.
So it's a great way
no
to
matter
kinda
what
double.
credit card it is?
Yeah, no matter what credit card,
it
it's
is.
just calling us in and putting it on your credit card, and we can process it, and they'll give us another turkey.
So do they call the regular information line? Because we have that for them today.
Well, we can certainly
Okay.
set that up like that. They can do it online at our website. They can call it in, or they can call at the radio station that day.
Okay.
There, and we'll have a truck at the Perrysburg Churchill's as well.
Yeah,
So
I'm
they-
glad you mentioned that. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
at both
it's
locations.
both locations.
Same hours at both
Yes,
locations?
Absolutely. The radio station's only at the one in Maumee, but we accept food and donations at both,
Both locations. And you guys are accepting all kinds of food, aren't you?
You betcha.
Anything you need to
Anything.
make like a great meal.
Oh gosh, and it can be something that's a little off the wall. You know, not everybody likes the same things to eat. We just ask, obviously, that it's new.
Squash.
Yeah, I
Like
love
stuff.
squash.
She loves. I hate squash.
Oh,
I hate
no.
squash. I hate squash. But so donate lots of squash so it
Here you
doesn't end
go.
up at my house. That's right. So and again. People can come, they can be referred as often as they can get referred, right? There's not a limit on
To receive
to
food?
receive food. Yeah.
Well, it goes according to their need. And that's also why we like people to go to their pantries that are in their neighborhood, because then they get, the people at the pantry get to know them, and they know what their needs are. They know what's going on in their family, and how much help that they do need. Because the end result is not to just keep giving them food, but to help them move on.
Help them move on to
Right.
to help resolve those issues if you can.
Exactly.
If you can.
And so, the self-sufficiency is where we would like them to be.
Okay.
So that's why we have them go to a pantry or a family center that's in their area. That way the people get to know them, and they get to know what all their needs are.
Yeah. Aggie, the Stuff the Truck food drive only runs until November 22nd, is that
Correct.
right?
Yep.
But that's for Thanksgiving. Are you guys doing it again for Christmas?
We aren't doing that, but we're doing all kinds of different things.
What are you
We've-
doing?
We've got one that is, I think, very exciting. I had a lawyer, Scott France from France Law Group, called me up and said, we want to do something. What can we do? So he started this campaign called the Feed My Face book campaign. And he's got businesses, local businesses, that will commit for every Facebook like that they get, they will donate a can of food to our.
You are kidding.
Isn't
And what's
that
the
great?
name of the company again?
Scott France of France Law Group is who started it, and then we've got 14 companies this time. This will be the second drive he's done for us. The first one we did 1,261 cans of food, and now we've got even more businesses involved, and they can check out my website or any of the businesses that will be participating. France Law Group will be the main one.
Yay, France Law Group.
I
How
know.
cool is
Isn't that fun?
That's
And-
great. And that's for Christmas. That's for
Correct.
Christmas. What
Yep.
else you got going on for Christmas?
Well, we've got Project PJ. This will be our 4th year for Project PJ, and this is a little different. We collect through the holidays, but we distribute in February when everything's kind of died down, and we ask people to donate bedtime items. So it's PJs, storybooks, stuffed animals, toothpaste, toothbrushes, and we give it to kids that are in transitional housing, or like the kinship program through area office on aging, where seniors are taking care of grandbabies. They get a whole bedtime pack. They get a pillowcase and pajamas and slippers, and it's a great way to bring awareness that the need doesn't stop at Christmas time.
Right.
And it's a little different. It's a little fun. The kids get a good night's sleep is what we try to
Yeah.
approach. So
Yeah.
we like to do
What
a
a
lot of
great
fun
idea.
ideas, and not the run of the mill, and we're not just food, and it's community. We just want our community to be happier.
That's a marvelous, marvelous mission too. And so your services are not just food. We really want to stress that to
Correct.
folks.
No.
Anything else you want folks to know about you guys?
We even have education classes, which are really exciting. We have cooking classes for young parents to teach them health and nutrition. And again, it's what Mindy said about getting them to be self-sufficient.
It's also got to be about helping them stretch that food
Yes.
that they're
Oh,
getting.
absolutely.
Yeah, there are lots of ways to do that that most of us don't
Right.
think about.
And our cooking class is not just handing them a recipe and saying, there you go. We prove that you can make a nutritious meal for the same amount of money as macaroni and cheese and hot dogs. The really cool part about our program
Those
is
are two of my favorites. you
I
know.
know, me too. My kids used to say Mom cooked gourmet because actually the stove came on. But they go home with everything that they need to reproduce what we did that day. For instance, one class might be about making your own baby food. They go home with a blender. They go home with all of the things to store their baby food. They go home with the food that we used that day. So we aren't just sending them home with this vision that, yeah, maybe we can do it, but I don't have the equipment.
Right, right.
One class is all about canning, and they go home with everything they need to start canning, the canning book, the canner, everything they need. And one cool story about that, in one of our first classes, we had a girl come back the next week, and she had a jar of pickles. And she said, do you know these used to be cucumbers? And I went, really? But the cool thing is she went home and she taught her mom and her aunt how to can. So it went backwards, you know. So that was really cool to hear that kind of story.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's so important what you guys are doing, and I would love for you to come back and talk to us more.
Great. What?
Just so we can keep this. I have my people call your people.
There you go.
Just so we can keep this issue in front of this community,
Right.
because the need is great. The need is growing.
And
It's
always
not
there.
going away.
Right. It
It's
doesn't
not
stop
going
at the
away. It
holidays.
doesn't stop at the holidays. And
1 in 5 kids goes to bed hungry in our community, and that child is in every neighborhood. I don't care how big the houses are. I don't care how nice the cars are. It is in every single neighborhood, and that doesn't mean that they didn't have any food all day. That just means that they didn't have enough food
that day. Thank you guys so very much. Stay with me though, okay? All right, we're going to go away for just a second, but I promise you we will be right back.